Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Worry Wednesdays, where we take your questions and concerns and we do our best to help you out. My name's Derek the Beta Cat, and I'm here with Ryan Static P.
Hey.
So, we're gonna get right into the show and kick this thing off. So, Ryan, what do you got?
All right, I've got a comment here from someone who's privately messaged me on Twitter, and they didn't say whether I could do a Don't Worry Wednesday about this or not, but I decided I wanted to anyway, so I'll inform that person that we are doing one for him. So this says, "Hello, Static. I have a very important question. Well, at least it is to me. I have been drawing since I was little, but recently I have stopped because I feel like I'm not any good. I can't draw like others. It's hard for me to explain, I guess. But do you think I should give up on drawing? Or should I not give up?" And that's all they let. So, what do you think about that, Derek?
So, I think that you shouldn't give up. Because everything takes time. You're gonna be your biggest critic, your biggest hater, your biggest supporter. And because of that, you have to do your very best to continue to love what you do. I think we pay attention too much to the idea that we're not getting any better, and we try to mirror ourselves with those that inspire us and motivate us. But what you have to look back at is your progress. You know, day by day, just keep us a couple of saved work on hand, and a week from then, look back and say, hey, you know what? I did get better. Because we're always so fixated on the idea that we're never going to be as good as someone, which is a great motivator in itself, but also at the same time, you're kind of doubting yourself and your own abilities. Instead of doing that, just focus on what you have currently and build upon that. And the story that I have is I was going to school for computer science because I'm into that stuff. I like technology. And I took one semester before I realized that I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep doing music. Of course, I still did music, but I decided to cut out that extra time so I could focus on music all the time. And then another point in my life, which was years from after that, I got so busy with life that I felt the need to put music on the back burner, which at the time was a terrible decision. I'm still doing it now as my story continues, but I stopped it for like a week and I thought, I was like, you know what, why am I doing this? I can still pursue it and do my own thing. And what did that teach me is that I was criticizing myself, I was putting myself down because I always felt like I wasn't good as anyone else. But as soon as I put it aside that if I just focus on what I believe in and the dreams that are ahead of me, then there is no reason to give up. Because the goals I set for myself are mine, my own. I'm not trying to mimic someone else's lifestyle or someone else's fantasy, because this is my life. This is something that I want to chase. And all in all, no, don't give up. Just keep working hard. It takes time, takes a lot of time, years even. All that really matters is that you believe in yourself, surround yourself with positive people that help you grow, and everything will be all right. That's all I got.
Nice. Yeah. I agree with that completely. Yeah, you know, drawing is a talent, you know, and with any kind of talent, it takes a lot of time, just like Derek said. You slowly get better and better over time, but, you know, you'll never be the best, and that's what's beautiful. My music that I write, I know that some people are going to hate it, and I'm completely cool with that, because I know that it is just like in art, it is a matter of taste. You know, sometimes people like some things better than others. And the other thing is, I'm not going to be the best at mixing or making my song sound the best. You know, there are people who are better than that at me. There are people who are better than at the piano at me. There are people who are better at singing than me. And none of those things bother me. And they shouldn't get to you either. Because it doesn't matter if you're the best at anything. In fact, most of the time, people who become successful aren't the best at something. It's just that they took their art and made something from it rather than trying to make the best art. They made what they could do and they made something great out of it. They took what they could do and made something great out of it, I meant to say. So it's important to keep that in mind. You know, don't give up just because you're worried about the fact that you're not getting better or other people are better. Because those things will only drag you down. They won't make you if you're not confident in your work, you won't be able to sell it to anybody. You know, first of all, you won't even put it out there if you're not confident in it. And but again, like if you don't have confidence in your own ability, when you talk to other people, they're not going to be convinced that it's very good either, because you didn't bring the hype when you talked about it. You know, a good salesman, he sells things because he knows how to make people get emotional about something or make emotional decisions. You know, like he sells a product by being extremely ecstatic about it, by being really hyped up about the product, even if it's just a toothbrush. You know, and then he sells it to people because everyone's like, yeah, man, this toothbrush, it can go like 90 rotations per millisecond and all this cool stuff. It's the best, hygienic, whatever. And it's like, it's just a toothbrush. You know, you could do the same thing with a normal toothbrush. You just scrub your teeth. But that's the thing is, art is the same way. You know, you have to be able to have confidence in yourself or you won't be able to sell it, right? Or, you know, whether you want to sell it or not, I don't know what you want to do with your art. Just saying, you got to have some confidence, you know. So another thing is I guess it's another business model. I can relate to this. When someone feels like they are losing their business, when it's going downhill, they're not getting as many people coming into their business. When they start to feel like they don't even want to work at that job anymore, that is the time to expand your job, because that will cause yourself to be hyped about the future again. When you're down about something, when you're in a lull or like feel like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, as soon as you start to play a mind game on yourself by really getting into it, like even though you don't feel like you're up for it, you're not motivated, but if you choose to get into it really deep, like what if I start looking up skull shapes so I can really understand the anatomy of a human head, so I know how to differentiate between male and female heads and paint them on canvas or draw them on a pencil or whatever you do, that'll get you inspired, because looking at those things, focusing on those things that will help you improve your art will give you more ideas in your mind and more motivation, because it will inspire you. Derek recently just made a song that I listened to, and it's like super beautiful, and it motivates me to write songs like he just did, because it's like, I never really thought about doing that kind of technique. It sounds so pretty. How'd you do that? And you know, he tells me, and I'm like, that's so cool. And I'm suddenly motivated about something I didn't even realize was a thing before. So if you feel like you want to give up on something, but it's something you've already put a lot of interest and time into, you've invested a lot into it, and it's something you used to be passionate about, you can rebuild that passion, you know. But what you need to do is you need to set yourself up for success. You need to start building that passion by looking deeper into it. Deeper into it. Did I say that correctly? I don't know. I feel like I stuttered. Anyways, so yeah. When you feel like you should give up, that's the time where you need to push yourself forward and start trying to motivate yourself by looking at new art styles and trying new things and expanding your understanding of art, learning from other artists and watching how they do things and be motivated by it. So yeah, anyways, you shouldn't give it up. If it's something you used to be passionate about it, I'm sure you'll be passionate about it again. You just got to give it a good effort, some time, and don't be so critical about yourself. I mean, you should hold the bar high on yourself and say, this is what's good, this is not, so I won't do that. But don't do it in a way that makes you feel like you're crappy, because you're not. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you move forward. It just kind of makes you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. So don't be a critic in that sense. Be a healthy critic, not one that's designed to tear you down. Anyhow, that's all I got.
Awesome. So we hope we helped you out, friend. And our last question is from Kaiser Gray. And they said, I know you've read my comment on the show before, but I think I'll update you. I'm 1 quarter left from finishing a generic associate's degree, but I still don't have any realistic plans for beyond that. Careers? What are those? Haha. I'm still not really interested in anything. I'd love to hear about how you and Ryan's schooling went, and how you felt through the process. Cool. So what do you got, Ryan?
All right. So I don't feel like I'm giving advice on this one so much, but I'm just gonna tell you about how my, basically what you asked, how we felt through the process. I went to school. I graduated high school. I went off to community college, something that wasn't crazy expensive because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet, and I didn't want to waste my mom's money because she was paying for it, which was awesome of her. So I went for 2 years. I didn't have very much motivation going in, and I got relatively poor grades. And it was basically me just looking around. Like, I went to some computer science stuff, programming, 3D design, music. In the music class I took, I didn't actually enjoy that much, which is interesting because you'd think, oh, he's the music guy. He probably would have loved those classes. I just really generally wasn't interested, unfortunately. I tried out, of course I did some math stuff, and I basically was in every field. And I didn't find myself in any position where I was like, man, this is it. This is what I want to do. And at around that time, someone had, I was talking to one of my great friends. His name's Joe Anderson. I'm sure I've mentioned him on the show before. And he started kind of inspiring me because we were talking about music and how music affects people's lives subconsciously. When they listen to a song and it has a specific message in it, they hear it in their head whether they wanted to or not. And that gets stuck in their head. Like a song gets stuck in your head, and you remember the lyrics forever. 20 years later, you can still sing that song when it comes on the radio. And you can use these tools to help people because you can put good messages in people's minds that program them for the rest of their lives and how they should think about things. Like, including, what they're addicted to as well. We saw a lot of negativity in this realm. And so he started talking to me about this, and it really caught my attention and inspired me and gave me passion about something. And so at this point, I basically made a decision, and I said, I'm going to drop out of college and I am going to pursue music for this reason, because it made sense to me. Now, my mom didn't much like that I was doing that, but later on, she was supportive, and she said that she was proud of me for doing it, even though at the beginning she didn't want me to give up college, because college education can be very important in many degrees. But it can also be very financially, what's the word?
Demanding?
It can
Demanding?
Yeah, demanding and damaging. Like, you can go to college and you'll take 1 year of college and it costs you $40,000, and it could take you like 8 years to pay that off, And if you go for like college for 5 or 6 years, you end up paying it off for half of your life. And that's really crazy because that's how far you end up in debt. So I didn't want to do that to my mom. I didn't want to do that to myself. So I decided I'm going to quit college. I don't want to waste anybody's money, and I'm just going to go for what I'm passionate about right now. And I took that passion, I drove, and I drove with it. And the thing is, I got myself a job while doing it. I was working at Taco Bell for a while, and then eventually moved out to Colorado. I worked for my dad a little bit when I was back in Michigan. And then when I went to Colorado, I was a baker for a short time. And then after that, I did inspections where I'd go around in my car, drive to different houses and take pictures and stuff like that. So I always held a job for the most part. But at the same time, I was pursuing music. And now I get to pursue music full time. Like, as of last week, Tuesday, I quit my job and now I'm a full-time musician, which is amazing. It took me 9 years or whatever to get here, but it was worth it. I'm just driving off my passion. You never know where life's gonna take you. You never know where it's gonna be. You never know how long it's gonna take to get you somewhere. But this is kind of like how my life played out, and I had no idea I would end up writing an entire album. Like I wrote one song and then I shipped it off to somebody and they're like, yeah, can you write a whole album for me? To like a major business of like thousands of people, thousands of employees. And they're like, can you write us an album? I was like, sweet. I had no idea that was going to happen. I also had no idea that wouldn't get me free, right? That didn't pay much, honestly. And that's fine. But at least I got to touch a lot of people in through my album. And I had no idea that I was going to end up on YouTube where I am now. I had no idea I was going to make the friends I made or anything. Life just plays out. And I took advantage of the opportunities that presented themselves. And stood true to my passions the whole way, because I knew that if I went off into a job that I didn't like, if I ended up in accounting and I wasn't made for that, I would regret it. And I wouldn't be able to be motivated about it. I wouldn't be able to go into work and say, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do, or even remotely close to what I want to do. I would have no motivation for that job, so I probably wouldn't do a very good job at it. I don't know. Maybe I would, but I don't think I would. So I try to play my cards to me and never give up on my passions. Now, I'm not always motivated to do music. Sometimes I'm just not, but I know how to continue forward without motivation, because motivation becomes a reaction to opportunities and things usually. So I try to play my cards correctly, knowing who I am and how I work. But anyways, I've carried on for way too long. But I hope I gave you some insight to why I made the decisions I made, and hopefully that helps you. Sorry. Go on, Derek. Please, just talk. Please, shut me up.
The end.
The end.
My story is actually very similar. Graduate high school in 2007. Took like half a year off.
We're the same age, man. 2007, bro.
And yeah, like I said, I'm really into just technology in general and music, of course. So I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go to community college, because for show I did not qualify for university or Himongo college. For those people in like other countries, I know you like have them differently. Community college is pretty much a public college for anyone, despite your GPA or whatever. And it's far cheaper. And you use that to get into a bigger university, Jaimingis. So yeah, I went there, got classes, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take math, I'm gonna take computer science, or like entry computer science, because you gotta do that. You just can't go right into it despite how much you know. And like all these other stuff. So, in the beginning I was like, yeah, this is cool. And I was already doing music at the time. And then once it started getting closer to the end of the semester, I started like being lazy because I wasn't motivated at all. What I was learning in school was at the pace of like nothing, because I don't like being forced to learn at a pace that I don't like. I pretty much I can learn far faster on my own than I could in the classes I was in. So, I finished off the semester with like a C or something in all my classes, and then I just didn't go anymore because I felt like it was a huge waste of time for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody, but I don't really find myself very attracted to school because I'm a self-learner. I like doing things on my own. So I just started doing my own thing. I was already working a job at the time, and I've carried jobs a lot through my life. Some of them for freelance jobs because, like I said, I like working for myself. I like doing things my way. And then another time in my life, this is sort of like a school, but you're teaching yourself, and then you go do a test to get a certification rather than a degree. And I was just learning programming and stuff. And once again, it hit me again. Like, man, why am I doing this? Why do I feel the need to have to do this? Just because like society tells me to? And yeah, I just stopped doing that and I went full time with the music thing. Now, I do electronic music for those who have no idea, so I'm a producer and a DJ. So, fast forward to like 2014, I signed my first track to a trance label. And then they started pushing me out to their already current artists. Started remixing, started doing collaborations. And I live in Los Angeles for anyone who's curious. And I got to play my first couple of shows here. And the best thing about it is that you're doing something that you genuinely enjoy. You know, I don't feel forced to do music. I don't feel forced to sit in like my friend's studio where he teaches me more things, because that's something I want to do. The only reason I was going to school at that time because subconsciously I felt that I had to. Yes, I do like technology and I do like computer science and I do like this or that, but I did it because I felt obligated to. Like I said, I can teach myself these things at home. Granted, there are things you can't teach yourself. Like you can't teach yourself to operate on a person. I mean, I wouldn't let you do that to me. But, you know, school is really just relative. You know, if you like school, like go for it. That is your thing. Despite the degree that you get, it really depends on you as a person, the passions you desire, and everything that you hold true to your heart. You can have all these things, but if you don't chase after what you genuinely, passionately, and truly care about, then a lot of these steps that you take in your life are kind of for naught. So I just should suggest that no matter where you are in life, despite working at a dead-end job, despite going to school, despite working a freelance gig on and off, as long as you're pursuing your passion and you're going full force, just focus on that. I'd say don't worry too much about getting lost or kind of drifting off, because once you do, you're going to start putting too much focus on those things when they don't need your attention. Those are going to be there no matter what. But your dreams and your goals are the one that needs your undivided attention. Those need you to focus on them 100%. And yeah, you know, a couple years from now, you're going to be who knows where. I mean, as Ryan and I have said, we didn't know we were going to be doing these things in our life. And it's amazing that we are, you know? And it easily could have been something else. You know, if I would have stayed in school and forced myself to do these things, sure, I probably would have been like making a program for a calculator or something. Because, you know, 2 + 2 and stuff. Or...
Isn't that... Hey, sorry, go on.
Exactly. But yeah, like, life is just interesting. But despite it being completely on chance, you can also bend it to your favor. You can make it work the way you want it to work as long as you work for yourself. Things aren't just given to you, you gotta work hard for them. So yeah, that's my little adventures in school, which is like 2 days.
Wow, that's amazing. 2 days. All of that happened.
Pretty much. No, actually, like that was like a whole span of like 2007 to 2013. 13, not 14, because 13 is
13.
much better.
13 is that location where you don't know whether it's 13 or 14. You just shout out 13.
Just do your thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you feel like you need to go to college to get what you need, like a degree in something that requires college, like being a doctor, as Derek said, then that's really your only route, because you can't operate on people and other experiences, you know.
The black market says otherwise.
Oh, I forgot about the black market. There's always the black market route. No. Yeah. So just, yeah, be aware. Smart.
Cool. So that's all I got. What about you?
Yeah, that sounds great. I think that was a lot of great advice.
Awesome. So, once again, we're at the end of the show, and we has to do the jokey jokes.
They do.
So, Ryan was telling me about this show earlier today. Are you guys familiar with the History Channel?
Yes.
Well, if you tune in at 3:15 Pacific Eastern Origin,
whoa,
there is a show called
PS. What is there? Pacific Eastern Origin, PEO. Go.
There is a show called
ST.
Dora the Explosion.
No, isn't it? It's Dora the Explorer, except for it's Dota the Exploder.
Okay, Dora the Explosion. Sorry, it's a fairly new show, but
yeah, it just came out.
So like Ryan was watching it, and he was telling me that like she's speaking like all these different languages. But you know, Ryan, you tell her.
Well, the one I watched was on like World War II. Pretty dark, but it was basically like, you know, your normal History Channel stuff. You had your, your backdrop of, you know, the scenes from World War II and that sort of thing. But in the foreground, for some reason, the entire time is Dota the Exploda. She's just standing there, and she's, you know, giving commentary like Dora the Explorer always would. You know, and the things she said were horrifically funny. Like, you know, her commentary. Oh, do you see that? How many Nazis are on the screen? 1, 2, 3. And there's just explosions going on in the background. It's a nightmare, but it's beautiful.
And like sometimes she like gets really into character. At one time there was like the German soldier walking up and she was like, "No, Nazi, no Nazi." Say it with me.
Say it with me. Nazi, no Nazi. Yep.
Yeah, if you just tune in at that time, History Channel, explained by Dota the Exploda.
It's really accurate. She'll go over with you know, the different Spanish versions of it. So, you know, it's like, how do you say run in Spanish? And you know, I don't know the word, but it was fantastic.
Can you say death? Say it with us. Muerte.
That's right.
Now it's your turn.
And every time she speaks Spanish, it's this overdub, just this beautiful overdub of clearly a large black male just going, Muerte. Terrifying, but beautiful.
Yeah. Don't show your kids. Probably not. Probably not recommended. It's like PJ 189 or something like that.
So parental guidance 189. Is it like, so it's for those people that are in the like hospital, basically on their deathbed, that are watching this and they're like, you better get your parents nearby. My parents aren't even here anymore. I shouldn't be here anymore. I'm 190 years old.
That's it. Get the diapers.
Oh no, because it'd be terrible because they're the ones that were actually alive for that war. They're having what do you call those attacks? They're having attacks.
Oh, PTSD.
What is it?
PTSD.
Yeah. Yes. That.
Patisda.
Oh my. But it's calming because there's Dota the Exploda on there, with constant explosions going on in the background, and every once in a while she explodes, and the whole rest of the episode plays in silence.
Just a little girl running in the fields of battle.
Sounds great. Awesome.
Also, that show doesn't exist, so please don't try to find it.
Please don't even waste your time.
There's gotta be like 2 people that were already on Google looking for it.
Yeah. Like Dota the Exploda. And they're getting like people playing Dota.
It's like, oh man, maybe they need cable. Mom!
Mom! We need this show! It's on the History Channel!
The guy on the YouTube said it!
He's giving advice and all of a sudden they started talking about this show. It sounds so good. I need to watch it. It sounds really informational.
I think it's on YouTube Red.
It's on... Mom, we need YouTube Red.
I'll do my homework sometimes.
It will make me smart, Mom.
I can learn about the Nazis.
To learn about the Civil War. To learn about whatever's on the History Channel. And the Spanish for it, too. Like muerte.
See, I'm learning.
How do you know that word?
I'm already learning.
I'm already learning. No, to say death, Mom. Jeez.
I don't need school. I have YouTube Red.
Mom, you need to get this for me now. I'm getting smarter by the minute, and you're gonna regret it if you don't get this for me. Cause then I'll be 198 years old on my deathbed, and you won't be there to watch it with me for parental guide.
Do you want me to be a 198-year-old noob, huh?
Yeah, come on, Mom. Is that what you want me to turn into? Or you want me to be a smart kid? Buy me this.
Dude, that's like the generic
Real
child
history.
of all time.
What?
That's like the generic, like, angry child of all time. It's so good.
Yeah. Wishing his mom around for education.
Oh, you don't have YouTube Red? And my mom got it for me.
Because I'm smart and you're not.
Silly muerte.
Silly. You're not even using that word correctly. Cállate, muerte. You kind of got that part right. What are you talking about?
I don't think you know what that means. You don't. Muerte.
You don't. Shut up before I come over there and muerte. Wait, what? Yeah, come over here and do it. I want to see it.
Go, you know what? Do it right now.
Do it.
Hold on, let me get the camera. You ready? You ready?
I learned this one from Dota the Exploder on the History Channel. Check this out.
Before you do it, though, just tell me how smart you are.
I'm so smart, you don't even know. Can't even breathe straight when you're talking to me anymore. That's how smart I am. Just go off and do your thing.
Okay, I bet you can't breathe and talk at the same time.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Oh no.
Wow. You're definitely muerte, man. You're definitely muerte.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the joke. We should just have like story time
Yeah.
of like things that don't exist.
Don't exist, just fake story time. I like that idea. These sessions are pretty hilarious.
So, once again, we hope you all enjoyed. We're able to take something away from this, apply it to your own life.
Not that.
Yeah,
Not
except that
yeah.
last part.
Not the last part. Everything before that was actually good.
Yeah, don't take any of the Mortes with you. That's bad. So, once again, leave your comments down below for anything going on in your life that you need help with. And for people that enjoy that comment and want to hear more about it, give them a thumbs up so we know. And for those who are feeling just a little shy, feel free to private message us on the Twitter. And we'll do it that way as well. So, Ryan, you got anything else to say?
I love you. Have a very nice day. And the day after that as well. And the day after that. And the rest of your week. And the rest of that month. And the rest of that year. And the rest of that other part of that year. And the rest of your life. And the afterlife. Have it good. Have it nice.
Have a nice.
Have a nice life. And enjoy it. Do that thing. Don't just go off and muerte.
Ryan, 2016. Do not muerte.
This brings me back to like a legitimate like action show, and like it's like what's his name? You know him?
Oh, Billy
Arnold
Jean?
Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it's like an action movie like him, like what he's in, and then all of a sudden he runs off, and then he comes back, and he's like, "Do not muerte." And he runs off again. Like that's his catchphrase for leaving. Not hasta la vista, just do not muerte.
The Señor-Minator.
What?
The Señor-Minator.
Yeah, Señor-Minator.
Just a robot with a sombrero and a mustache.
Hola, mi amigos. I have to go for now. Do not muerte. Take your children. Run. Run to the hills. Do not muerte. I must go and fight my battle. Adios. Do not muerte. Rebecca, the children are crying in the room. We can hear them. The Nazis are coming. We need to hide them. Quiet them down a little bit. Please. I will go distract them for a while. Oh, please, do not muerte. They're like...
please.
Sorry, Senor... what was his name?
Senor
Senor Nator. Your accent is changing by the minute. I don't understand.
Is that you, Mario?
Is that Mario? How did you get here? Mario, please don't do the jump on the Koopas. They get you so mad. They make me want to muerte. Muerte.
That is so good.
Anyways.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
have a nice time, everybody. Thank you. Love you.
Bye. Hey, everyone. Welcome back.
I'm sorry.
That is the new intro for the Dark Worry.
Please, no. That would sound so bad.
No, dude, it's good.
Especially because I clipped.
Clipping your toenails?
No, I mean, I clipped on the sound. I was too loud.
No. Come on, man.
You're like, come on. I know what that means. I'm not an idiot.
I make the music like you.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. I forgot for a second. Nah, just kidding. Your music is the best. I always remember.
I always remember the sound one.
the one with the sound. I remember that one so clearly. The one that I remember because I put I was going through a specific time in my life. There was I remember I had my headphones on and the sound was coming out into my ears. Very specific time. I remember your song. Okay.
It do the do.
It had notes. Do. Those aren't in the right tempo or the right sequence or even the same notes. I'm very bad at music, but it was like do, something like that. The one with the sound, you know.
Please tell me you recorded that.
Yeah, I did.
Sweet.
Sweet, good job.